I'll be going through the answers quickly, so make sure your course book is open and in front of you, and please stop and rewind the video as you need to. So, got your book open in front of you? Are your answers in capitals? Want to know why the answers are the answers? Then let's go. For question number 1, the context is important here because the context tells us in this first paragraph that 3/4 of text messages are worth deleting and 1/4 are not worth deleting. In other words, if you don't want to delete them, it means that you want to have them. So, out of the 4 answers that we've got here, keeping, maintaining, holding and gathering, which one of them means have because you don't want to throw it away? Well, the answer is A, keeping. For question number 2, what we've got to do here is choose the correct collective noun for text messages. A what of of text messages? So is there a list of text messages, a total of text messages, a handful of text messages, or a group of text messages? Of course, the answer is D. For question number 3, we have to choose the correct phrasal verb. And of course, all of these phrasal verbs mean slightly different things. So that means we've got to turn to the context of what's really being said here. The context is rather one of organisation, trying to work out which ones to delete, which ones not to delete, and so on. So basically, this is a question of organisation. So which phrasal verb refers to organising? Well, you've got sort out, make up, come across and take up. The only one that does is A, to sort something out. For question number 4, the key word here is the word before the gap, which is space. And the other key thing is the language pattern that we're presented with. 3 of the answers that we've got here will need a change of the language pattern. In other words, it would need the introduction of a relative pronoun, which is. So for example, I've only used a fraction of the space, which is empty, for example. The only one answer that does not require a change in language pattern and fits the language pattern that we're presented with is B, available. For question number 5, the key thing here is the preposition after the gap. There's only one answer that collocates with that preposition. You can't discover for, you can't identify for, you can't seek for, but you can search for something, which is why the answer is D. For question number 6, vocabulary question. Which adjective collocates with problem given the context that we're presented with? And the context is that there's only one problem which is part of a much bigger problem. Well, the one adjective that fits both the context and collocates very well with problem in this case is wider. I see this as part of a wider problem. For question number 7, once again, is another contextual question. What it's basically getting at here is that we have to make a decision. And that decision is whether something is valuable or worthless. One of the answers refers to making a decision in some way. 3 of them don't. The one answer that does is judge. We are no longer in a position to judge whether something is ... And for question number 8, once again, this is a question of language pattern. Only one of the answers fits the language pattern that we're presented with. The other 3 answers would require minor or significant changes to the sentence pattern that we've got. Which one word fits that language pattern? It is, of course, reminding. Reminding plus reflexive pronoun, which is to keep reminding ourselves.